On my screen here, you can see this is a standard solar production curve. So this would be first thing in the morning. We're not producing much power, just sunrise coming out. As the day progresses, we're producing more and more power until we hit solar noon, where we're producing our peak amount of power, and then ramping back down as the afternoon kicks in, all the way to sunset. So if we're doing a low displacement system, which means zero export back to the grid, so if we're not using the power in real time, it's not going to be sent back to the grid. So we want to match this as much as possible with how we're using our power. Now, the other option is if our power consumption does not exactly match the solar production, so when we're using power versus when the sun is producing power, we can install a home battery to make up the difference. So let's say in this example, we're using more power in the morning, kind of tapers off during the day. We're not using much power and ramps up during the evening before we go to bed, making supper and all that. So these two white spaces here, we're short on power. And all here, we have excess power. So let's say that we have, that's hard to draw with that. Let's say that we have 25 kilowatt hours of excess power being generated during this time. Well, if we're on a low displacement contract with no battery, that power essentially gets wasted. It's called curtailment. It doesn't go anywhere. If we have a battery, we can send that to the battery as long as it's sized appropriately. In this case, we'd want 20 to 30 kilowatt hours of available battery capacity. Now the battery, we've got 25 kilowatt hours here. Let's say we used 5 kilowatt hours here outside of the solar production, and just for fun, 20 kilowatt hours here. Well, we can send 5 here and we can send 20 here. And now you move this power into this white space and this power into this white space. So then you can replace all of your consumption with solar production. You just need an interim storage place like a battery. On a net metering contract, your extra production gets sent back to the grid and you're using the grid as a free battery. Low displacement, you have to have your own battery on site.